Hey everybody, what's up? I am Carrie Abercrombie. This is my channel. You probably watched a few of my videos already. Now, as you can tell, this video is going to be a bit different than all of the other videos that I have posted thus far. All the other ones, you're looking at a screen capture from my browser as I'm walking you through a website. But this time, I'm not covering a specific program like I normally do. I'm covering a business model as a whole. And I'm going to mention a couple of businesses that use this business model. And I'm going to... I've got bullet points that I want to cover, but I'm not an actor. I'm not a politician. I'm not reading from cue cards, a script, or a teleprompter. Which this video would have been made sooner if I'd have just accepted that. Because I have spent well over a week trying to write a script for this, and yeah, that's just not happening. So, the business model that I want to discuss. Now, I'm not really sure what to call this business model, but I've got 3 different businesses that I've seen that use this business model. Now, we've got Yoonla, and Best Easy Work as 2 that are most notable. The other one, I think, was just called $6 Mini Site. I've seen it like once or twice. But the idea behind these websites is you pay your membership fee, you get a website, and then you use that website to sell people your website. Like, it's not necessarily an illegal business model, but I can't directly see it as being legal either. I mean, because, like, I've looked at U.S. guidelines for what constitutes a scam. Now, I'm not saying these are scams, I think there's an inherent fault in the business model, and I know there's a lot of people that use Best Easy Work. I've signed up for it just so I could understand it a bit better. I haven't made a dime off of it, and I'm not even bitter about that because I haven't promoted it. Once I got into the system and I understood what it was, I didn't care enough to promote it. So I'm not putting any personal bias on any of this. But some of the things that I've read, like the difference between a pyramid MLM and a legitimate MLM, I know the topic seems unrelated, but I've got a point here. The difference is for a multi-level marketing company to be legitimate, it has to provide more earnings from sales than it does from commissions. Like if I'm working in an MLM and more of, like, most of my money comes from the people that I've referred and the people they've referred and my downline in general, then if more of my income comes from that than I get from actually selling the product or service, if most of the company works like that, where most of the sales for the products or services that the company provides is from members that are signed up specifically to sell it, and it is essentially their monthly auto ship that they've got to do to keep their membership active, that is considered a scam by U.S. standards. I mean, now Yoonla and Best Easy Work aren't necessarily scams. They're not, and they aren't. They aren't multi-level marketing programs because, I mean, you only get paid for the people that you sign up. You're not getting paid down the line from people they sign up. But if you, but all you're doing is you're buying the service that the company offers with the intent to sell it, and there's not really a service. They provide you a web page. You can get web pages anywhere. You can have web pages built. But no, they give you a carbon copy web page that just simply changes your name. I mean, it inputs your name on the page as as you being the person that owns it, but it is the exact same content. Everyone is getting the exact same content. And then you are just simply you're getting paid to sell people that content. There's not really anything for them to use. I mean, there's no real service. There's no real product. So I don't see how these are legitimate programs. I mean, from what I can tell, they pay people. People do get paid for doing this. So they're not scamming people, but at the same time, they're not really providing anything. I mean, I never signed up for $6 mini site because, I mean, immediately looking at it, I had the exact same thought. Nothing's actually being provided. I mean, on one hand, it seems kind of cool, you know, I mean, it seems like it is easy work to do, and $6 mini site is the cheapest. I mean, and that one you get 100% of the commissions. But I'm still on the fence about it because it's because there's still not really a product or service. In fact, $6 mini site is literally one page. That one page is barely a screen and a half on my cell phone. So it's probably not even that much on a desktop screen. You're getting a splash page with a video and a little bit of text that tells people, hey, pay me $6. You can get this website and you can turn around and you can sell it for $6 to other people as much as you want. So, I'm sure these companies are licensed, and apparently if they're licensed, I guess the U.S. government or the government of their home country hasn't decided, you know what, you're not providing anything, your company's not really worth the paper it's printed on, we're going to shut you down. So by that logic, I mean, since the companies are paying, then by all means, they're legitimate. I don't think they're a good investment because there's nothing being provided. Best Easy Work, you don't even get to pay online. Like most online businesses, you pay online. No, Best Easy Work, you send a check to the owner. Then the owner then sends a commission to the person whose website you signed up through. Now that actually has multiple tiers, but it is all the same thing. So you send a check to the owner, a handwritten check to the owner, and then the owner sends a handwritten check to the person whose website that you signed up through. That seems like way too much hassle and definitely way too much time waiting on your money. I mean, it's one thing having to wait for the bank to clear. It's something else having to wait for the U.S. Postal Service to put a check in your mailbox for something you're doing online. I mean, there are other companies that do checks, but they also offer online payment options. Usually, the online payment options have higher payout requirements, but they offer them. And like getting a check is just, if you're not getting a lot of sales, then getting the check is faster because you can get the sales to reach the check limit sooner. But then you still got to wait the same amount of time to actually get the check in your hand. But again, Best Easy Work is not providing anything. It is a copy and pasted website with your name on it. The guy has a call center. He has people that takes the calls. He has people that process the orders for you. So you're not even doing anything other than promoting the link. And so I just, again, I don't think it's a good investment, and I don't think it's a wise investment, because, I mean, the bigger the user base of that gets, the harder it is to get more people into it, because, I mean, people are going to be seeing the exact same program all over the place, and they're either going to sign up really quickly or they're going to ignore everyone. And if you're like page 500 that they have seen of that, then there's little chance they're going to sign up under you if they haven't already signed up under someone else. So, Yoonla there's more into it, but it is still the same process. Yoonla, you actually have to buy your own domain name. They recommend using Yahoo domains. You have to spend a lot of money not related to their program to get a carbon copy website. Then you also have to scrape contact information to get leads. I've used lead scrapers before. They're not that reliable, and and the information you get can be outdated, or it could just be old and the people aren't interested and you're simply spamming them. And then while these could be potential leads you could use for something else later, you're probably going to end up burning them if they're not interested in the work at the moment. And then if you don't get any with Yoonla, if you don't get any sales, then you've got a yearly fee, if not or roughly a yearly fee on the domain and the hosting that you've had to purchase before you install the script for their website and the tracking. So if you don't get any sales, it's a waste of your money. I mean, to an extent, a lot of companies, it's a waste of your money if you don't get any sales, but a lot of those companies, you're actually selling something. And if you're actually selling something, then at least it's worth trying. But companies like this, I don't see the value in it. Now, I do have a video recommending a company that provides web pages. You get paid for promoting them. But see, they're not carbon copies. You have to build the pages yourself. What the company provides is a script that is embedded in the page. I mean, you make the pages through their platform, and you get a script that essentially keeps track of your visitors, and that company also provides advertising on that page. So you get paid for the advertising that displays on that page when people visit the page and stay on the page for a certain amount of time. Now, I'm not naming that company in this video because that company and promoting that company is not relevant to this video, but I mean, it is a similar service, but it is actually providing something. It is providing some kind of value. I mean, even if you don't, even if, like, earning from that website, earning from that advertising isn't going to be a primary income stream for anyone that uses the program, unless they are literally only doing that. If they're spending like all of their waking hours promoting those 5 pages that they're getting and sending massive traffic to it, or they're getting a lot of referrals that are sending massive traffic to their own pages, then yeah, I could see you making a good bit of money on it. But I mean, it's the point of that is to have a little bit extra on top of what you are personally working on. And what you're working on is going to be more important than that program. Whereas with Yoonla, Best Easy Work, $6 mini site, other programs like these, you're paying a fee to get a page to work for them, and I don't see the value, but that's me. Other people may see the value, and I know there are plenty of people that use these sites and they promote the hell out of them. By all means, promote the hell out of them. If you spent the money, you may as well do what you can to make your money back. But I honestly think there are better ways to spend your money in order to see a return on your money. I mean, most of my work is in advertising, and but it's not advertising this. It is actually buying and selling advertising. Nikita, if you would stop getting your paws caught in the rug, you would stop getting mad at yourself. Sorry, my cat is. You probably heard her hissing in the background. She got a couple of her nails caught in my rug, and she's getting mad at my other cat who's just watching her. So like. I've seen my cat get mad at herself for scratching herself. So, I don't know. My cats are weird. But anyway, back to the topic. I understand there are people that are using these programs, and they'll swear by these programs, and by all means, if it works for you, fine. But I don't see the value, and when you take a step back and you look at what it is, I mean, a lot of serious entrepreneurs aren't going to see the value in it. I mean, most of the people that are gonna see the value in it are either going to be desperate for something new, or they're going to be new to online marketing, online business in general, and they're not really going to know what they're looking at. So, I mean, but everyone needs to take a look at any program they get ready to work in, and make sure they understand what they're getting into before they get into it. That way, they know whether or not it's going to be for them. Because I mean, whenever I first got started, I admit I spent money in programs that they ended up not being for me, but because of the fact that I spent the money in it, I still kept working them until I couldn't do it anymore. And like to my first two online business, my first two home-based businesses, they were MLMs. I was working with Herbalife and with Isogenics. Both are healthcare companies that they provide healthcare nutritional supplements, like meal shakes and such, and they've got good products. I mean, I like the taste of their products. I enjoyed using their products, but selling them wasn't for me, and I couldn't make my money back, and that's my problem. That's not the company's problem. The companies had good products. I just wasn't any good at selling those products. But I enjoyed them, and I still have some Isogenics, and I mean, I don't use it as much as I did, but I mean, I'm working on it. It's just one particular shake flavor I got burnt out on quickly, so I drink it very sparingly. But whenever I stopped dealing with them, whenever I couldn't pay my auto ship anymore, and like, if I'm not using it, then there's no. If I'm not promoting the services, and I can't afford the products, no point in continuing. So, like, again, I'm not bitter about any of these programs. They're great companies. They weren't for me. But now, Best Easy Work, Yoonla, $6 mini site, programs like this. I mean, I'm not mad at the companies. I mean, they like what they're doing. They obviously think that it's a good business plan. It's a good business model. And if people are making money, then by all means, go ahead. It's not for me. And I think more people should understand what these companies are doing before they get involved with them. I mean, if you want to get involved with it, I'm not going to tell you not to. But I don't want governments to decide these programs are scams and they need to be shut down, and then they start and they decide to start cracking down on going through people that are actually promoting these programs, and decide, what, you're all guilty for just because you're part of it, even if you're just doing what you're told. So, as I tell a lot of people, be careful. Be careful what you get involved in. Be careful who you get involved with, because you never until you know the ins and outs, you can't really trust the program. Now, my program, I try to be very clear about the ins and outs of it. Programs that I review, I try to be very clear about the ins and outs of them, and I work with them for quite a while. No, maybe not a long time, but I mean a month or more. I've actually been working with that company with the 5 pages for like 2 years. Haven't made a lot of money with them, and as I said, I don't expect to. But I mean, it gives me another means of promoting the programs that I do work with, because the splash pages that some companies provide, they get old quickly, and if they're not providing new splash pages, then people are seeing the same thing over and over again. And I don't work with other companies at the moment that provide splash pages. I mean, I could use Easy Hits for You splash page builder. I was using Conversion Pros for a little bit. I couldn't pay the membership after the trial at the moment. But whenever I can, I'll probably go back to that, because I mean, they've got great tools. And even if I'm not recruiting for their program, they have great tools that are worth $50 a month. They provide quality products. They provide services. They provide value, which that's the point I'm trying to get across. The programs that I started this video talking about, they don't provide value, in my opinion. They don't provide a product that can really be gotten behind. It's the product is mindless. I'm not saying the people that are promoting it are mindless, but the product and the service itself is mindless. Yoonla is overly complicated for how mindless the business model is. Best Easy Work is overly complicated for how mindless the business model is, and if you're going to work online, then do consider the value of what you're working on more so than the earning potential, because if you don't see the value in what you're using, how are you going to be able to convince someone else of the value of it? And the value is more than what you earn using it. I mean, if it's something, if you want to use it because of the money it can make you, then you're going to get bored with the program, especially if you're not making money with it. But if it provides something that you enjoy using, that you can find a use for, even when you're not directly trying to sell it, then there's value to it. So I know this is a rant and a ramble, and this has gone on longer than I intended. And if you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I probably would not have made it to the end of this video. Or if I did, it would have been, I would have put the device down and I was listening to it while dealing with something else. So good on you for making it to the end of the video. I will try to put more videos out like this. I mean, I don't want to be negative about anything, but I do want to be honest. I mean, as I said, I don't hate this business model. I personally don't see the value in it, and I don't understand how other people can see a value in it. I mean, but that's on me. I do want to give people another perspective. I mean, I'm not biased against it because, like I said, I signed up for a company. I never promoted it. I didn't see the value after I signed up for it, and since I didn't see the value, I didn't pay for the upgrade. I was going as a free member because I would have made less money as a free member anyway. So I'm not out anything. I don't hate the company. I don't have anything bad to say about the owner. I didn't see the benefit. I didn't see the value of it. I need to wrap this up. I'm almost out of memory on my phone. Like, I've got another 10 minutes worth of recording before this shuts off, and it probably won't even save if I go much longer. But yeah, I will review more businesses. Put some in the comments. Whether you like it or you don't, put it in the comments. I'll check it out. I mean, if I can afford to work with it long enough to get the ins and outs, then I will put it. I will review it. If I can't get the ins and outs of that specific company, maybe I'll do a video going over the model as a whole. Because, I mean, I'm probably going to do there are several different business models within advertising and marketing, and I do want to cover those. I do want to cover those business models as a whole. I'll probably use some companies as an example, some companies may not even be around, which will make it a little more balanced rather than me talking about companies that are being specifically promoted at the time, because you know, because I don't want to put bias on anyone if I'm saying, this works great, or I don't, or I'm not too thrilled about it. If I'm using companies that people have heard of but they know aren't quite around, or at least not in that same form anymore, then it doesn't put bias on companies that are being doesn't directly put bias on companies that are being actively promoted right now in those forms. And if someone wants to use my program ptchitsforyou.com and they want to post a review, or they want to give me feedback, please do. I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open for discussion about any of the videos that I post. I answer questions. I will return comments. If you want to have a back and forth on what we think, then by all means. Now, trolls, I'm not even going to bother with trolls. I'm not going to delete them, but I'm not going to comment. If I think you're trying to troll, then whatever. I don't care. I will ignore you. The comments will still get me, will still help my position in YouTube with their algorithm, but so trolls are helping me, but I'm not going to feed into them. So yeah, we're at like almost 32 minutes. Yeah, this has gone on longer than I expected. So everyone, have a good night. Like, share, comment. I could really use the help. All my earnings from this channel and from my game channel, No Mere Emus, where I do Let's Play emulating on my phone or my tablet. Any earnings I get from that are put directly into ptchitsforyou.com, so that I have an external revenue source for that, so that I can help it build. Once I'm confident in the stability of that, then I will start applying some of that to getting better equipment, so I can do better quality recordings, so I can get some editing software, and I can make my videos look better than they are. Because yeah, right now I am literally either recording straight on my phone camera or recording using a screen recorder, and not a bad screen recorder, but it's a free version. So again, let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, like, share this, let other people see. Maybe someone else is on the fence about something, and about one of these programs, and maybe what I had to say will give them another perspective and help them make their decision. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. Do check out the other videos I've got. Check out my gaming channel. Whenever I've got more time, I also intend to do a reaction channel. I'll be live streaming myself while I'm watching movies, and you see the live streams will be my reactions as I'm watching the movie, and I'll probably review the movies that I'm watching afterwards. So keep an eye out for those two. If y'all want something not business related, but just me trying to entertain you, my gaming channel and my reaction channel might cover that. I will link my gaming channel in the description. I'll update this with a link to my reactions channel whenever I do get that started. But anyway, have a good night, everyone. Talk to y'all later.